Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda.
I might just automatically go run.
All right, good evening, folks. How are you going? We got Hassels in the studio, but that's, no different to the first 10 or 15 minutes of the show's topic tonight, guys. And that is, we've had Craig Cole out and about doing his talks and that around the place on the kids, guys. And they've been giving him heaps. So, yeah, we're going to get Craig in. Once I found out what had happened to him today, or Mel had told me, I gave him a ring, and we're going to get him in a minute after I just go through a couple of things, guys. And, have a chat about this is a war, guys. All right, here's a guy saving kids, and we've got these, I don't know, I'll call them leftards at the moment, but, Craig will obviously come in and explain to us what exactly has gone on, you know what I mean? But obviously, blackmail, Freemasons, cops, you know what I mean? Like liquor licensing, establishments. It's just how they play the game, guys, They've got everything everywhere. And this is what I was saying on Mick's thing last night, the show I done with Cafe Locked Out. If they've infiltrated us right down to kindergarten, guys, they had to go through a lot before they got down there. Our whole system is infiltrated, all right? And we're just learning it more and more. Can I see you?
I'm trying to hang on. Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we're on. Okay. So we've got everything happening out there. I can't keep up with this, guys. It's insane. The education that's out there on X and what's going on around the place. But look, quickly, Albo's just bought a new mansion, 3.5 million, I think. But, people are living in tents. But, yeah, he's, he got a property portfolio out there. They don't really want this election on over there, guys. All right, there's millions of people around the world that have been blackmailed in this this controversy, and I mean millions and millions and millions. All right, goes so deep. I'm learning so much, guys, but yeah, this is crazy, mate. But anyway, we want a good, we want a good fight if we're going to have one. We got all this crap, blue beam or whatever going on. We got reports of UFO motherships. We got orbs all over the place. We got 2 moons, 2 suns, getting pretty obvious about that. We got China and Russia buying up lithium, uranium mines. I got my views on that. But even with all that going on, guys, guess what? Our job is to do sort of along the same lines as what Mr. Cole here is doing, right? And that is we need to get our councils and we need to get our schools back. All right. We need to get people in there. I was talking about this yesterday. Everyone in the schoolyard banter, guys, when you're ready to pick up your kids. All right. That's where me and Mel met, in the playground, waiting to pick up our kids. All right. So everyone talks there. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's, maybe, like I said last night, 8 other people, that'd be willing to help you go into the PNC, have a good sniff around and actually get a little bit of control in the school and the headmaster and the indoctrination. Well, then if we got 5 schools in a suburb, that's 40 people you've got there in that suburb to go and take to council. We got to start being smart, guys. We got to utilize and start building what we've got to infiltrate them the way that they infiltrated us. So, that's just logic. If you can get, 8 people at each school, right, and then 5 schools in every district, I'm just guessing a number, 5, because 5 8s are 40, and that's really easy for me to multiply, right? But that's 40 people that you can take to a council meeting. Guys, 40 people makes a difference when you walk into a council meeting. But, you have to get activated out there, guys, all right? You really have to. Because I'll quickly just go through this. We'll bring people in. Looks like Cazz is back in the background trying to get things sorted out. So we've got, like just all this stuff about low-income families, you know what I mean? Like the food banks are just absolutely flat out, guys. People just cannot, put up with it. We're finding out about ultra-processed food dinners are poisoning our children. We've got a lot coming out, right? But we've still got a lot against us, guys, all right? Doctors warn 30,000 Americans are living with undiagnosed cancer. Well, I'd say that's a pretty piss-weak number. I reckon that's probably how many in Australia are living with it, probably undiagnosed. All right. We got a report out now from 9 News, right? Half of low-income Aussies are going hungry. Shows they're saying that, parents are missing feeds to make sure the kids get a feed. And if anyone's out there, unfortunately, after that situation, guys, while you are starving, fast and pray. Sorry. But, make the best of a situation. If you are in that situation and you happen to be listening to this, fast and pray. All right. Parents' mental health fears for their kids. Well, why wouldn't they? We're about to have Craig on here. Why wouldn't they have mental issues with what's going on? Just unbelievable. We got more than 400 7-Eleven, the little convenience stores, guys, that you see absolutely everywhere. 407 of them, right, will be closing before the end of the year. I don't know. This is what the mainstream's saying, right? But that's a big, that to me is a red flag. That's unreal. And here we are. We're putting out the truth, guys. And this is what I said. I'll wrap it up at the end of the show. But councils and schools again. Western Australia Premier tells Port Hedland Council to stick the knitting. Mate, aren't they copping some curry about exposing and getting the count their way, the vote their way, 5-2 or whatever it was, to actually get the inquiry. So, yeah, it's all daggers out. They're trying to ridicule them, but that's not going to work. Us people, you ridicule. Are you kidding me? We've been ridiculed for how long? Astonishing link between children who caught COVID and diabetes. Well, yeah, but all the ones that got COVID also got vaxxed. That's what they're not telling you. Anyway, let's get Craig and Cazz in. If Cazz is right to come in. Yep.
Hi. Hey. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you. Yep.
Oh,
We've had a few issues, guys, in the studio, but no, I got you clear. Craig, welcome, mate. So, yeah, run us through the last few days' events, brother. Take it away. It's yours.
G'day, Dave and Cazz. Thanks for having us on again. And, yeah, you did give me a call this afternoon when I flicked you through the email with the venue changes and cancellations. So what I'll do is I'll trace it back to the start and take you through step by step so that the full context is applied and people don't get any misinterpretations or misunderstandings. So back on Friday, we originally had all the venues booked in, and Club Burwood in Burwood decided on the back of one email from the far left woke cult that they were going to review the booking. So I thought, well, that's not good. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of cancelling the booking. So I cancelled it myself and found an alternative venue, which is the Guildford Leagues Club. And I'll get onto that later on. So, and that was all fine. Everything was locked in. We had the conversations. You know, you may get some objections. Yep, no problems. We're fine. We're good with that. We get used to getting objections because they hold a lot of, you know, they've had some political people speak at the Guildford Leagues Club over the last few years and got backlash of that. So, you know, their information to me was that they're no problem with it. Now, from Monday, yesterday at about 10 a.m. in the morning through till 5 p.m. in the evening, I was on the phone. Because what has actually happened was the far left tantrum throwing cult was throwing a tantrum to the venues, wanting to get the kids' information session and also the self-growth seminars both closed down. So now a few of the
can't have self-growth. Can't do that. Hey, no self-growth in the community, mate. Gee whiz, Craig, you're
exactly.
I don't know.
So it beggars belief. It's just quite comical. I mean, seriously, cue the Benny Hill music and the circus music now. So one of those venues was the Croatian Sports Club, and the lady there was absolutely fantastic. She was very supportive, and she got a lot of backlash herself for the Sunken Monkey, and I'm going to mention soon, and the Long Jetty Hotel. All these places have had their social media platforms bombarded by the tantrum throwers with vile comments, threats, etc. The usual stuff, the standard stuff. But
usual troll, lower than a snake's belly in a wagon, right? Shit, yeah, we know.
Correct. Yep. So, and we don't care what their opinions are anyway. So, you know, you're wasting your time. But some venues do panic and listen to it. The Guildford Leagues Club was one. So they cancelled officially this today at the start of the day. Stating that was just a decision that's been made because they were concerned that the woke mob would congregate outside the venue and they didn't want any disturbances. There was no directive from the police to shut the event down whatsoever by the Granville Police, because I did check with them, spoke to an inspector there. So he assured me that there was no directive. Now, you've got to take people on their word. There might be people who say, oh, you know, he's just, you know, misleading you, Craig, and that may well be. But there was no directive, the police say, to shut it down. It was a decision made from the Guildford Leagues Club, which was massively disappointing. I did remind the Guildford Leagues Club that the events that they were cancelling for the Saturday, which was a self-growth seminar designed to help people step up into their courage and resilience and keep evolving into that new mindset that we all need to do. And as everyone knows, the mental health issues in society are very prevalent at the moment, especially with, you know, anxiety and fear being one of those two attributes. And this seminar can actually help people step out of that. So I said, shame on you, and I hope you're proud of yourself, to which you get silence, which, you know, is great validation. Now, what happened on so one of the conversations were the Sunken Monkey venue, no problems at all, Craig. We just have to get a couple of extra security. So I had no problems paying for that. Well, I mean, it's an extra cost, but it's about the principle of the matter. So they were prepared to stick fat, get a couple of extra security guards on the door, no problems at all. Yeah, exactly. And the Long Jetty Hotel was the same as well too. Just an extra security on the door, and I got to pay for that out of my pocket. Once again, no problem. It's a matter of principle. So they stuck fat. So those two venues are still going ahead. Now, last night we had a
shout out to Sunken Monkey. I've spoke there myself, actually. Yeah.
No, the operator there, the venue manager's I've spoken to him a few times over the phone, and no, he's quite across it and supportive. And you know, still today he was getting emails, abusive emails, etc., and threatening emails. And this is what the left do. And some of the comments that were left on their Facebook page. And so my question is to the police. There's actually laws in this country against online bullying and online harassment. When are you going to start evoking that? Because both venues have taken screenshots So you're actually going to start invoking, because if that was you or I or anyone from the
outside,
from the outside of affairs, if that was you or I, they'd be knocking on our door within 5 minutes.
Yep.
So what's the difference? You're being discriminated.
Two-tiered police system. Two-tiered police system,
yep.
Craig.
Exactly. So they turned up last night. There's a group of probably about 50 to 70 of them, blocking cars from getting into the driveway, harassing people that were entering the venue, coming up and banging on the windows. At one stage, a few of them tried to get in the front door, and there was a bit of a scuffle with the security and the operators of the venue. And they're claiming it was a peaceful protest. I mean, so their protest wasn't successful because the event still went ahead. There was about 25 to 30 parents in the venue, so it made a difference to them. So, it wasn't a success. Now, tonight, I was supposed to be presenting the Time to Rise seminar, obviously helping people stand up into their courage. But what happened was, because the police were called last night and they didn't really take much action, because no one was arrested at all, and there were grounds for arrest because you're trying to trespass on private property. So, there was no arrests at all. They looked quite peeved that they had to be there, actually having to do police work. So the venue was rang today, the manager, from an inspector, informing them that he had contacted liquor licensing, and that if the police were called out again tonight to the venue, that their liquor licensing conditions would be reviewed. Now,
so,
I'm not prepared.
So they use the police to go to the liquor licensing to threaten the people at the venue that, watch it, we could have a look at your liquor license if anything goes on here again tonight, 2 nights in a row.
Correct. So I didn't want to put the pressure. Yeah, so the venue manager, which was fantastic. So please, people out there, don't be annoyed or think that the venue cancelled it. Their hands were tied. And I'm not about to put any venue in that position where they could jeopardise their liquor license, because we know the cowards we're playing against. That inspector would have been called by his goat fondling superiors as well, to try and use any flimsy excuse to try and bully and frighten the venue into cancelling. So I didn't want to put the venue in that position, so we cancelled tonight's event.
Okay, so you cancelled tonight, Craig. What about the rest of the week, mate? Why have I got such a big echo here?
That's me. Sorry, I've got it.
All right.
Yeah, so the Sunken Monkey tomorrow night in Erina on the Central Coast, we're going ahead with, and that starts at 7 p.m. for the community information session on the children's situation.
Yep.
And it's really important information. Once again, the people that come last night, and if you're a parent and you think you know how bad this situation is, you don't, with all due respect. So, come along, and I gave the guys information as well that they hadn't heard before, but also importantly, just as importantly, gave them an option what to do. And we do have a letter now that is available for parents to download off the Leave Our Kids Alone site, that they are serving upon the principle. And if I may, Dave, just read the letter out.
Yep. Go for it, Craig.
I won't be long, mate. I know I'm pressed for time, and I really appreciate the opportunity to come on.
Yeah, no, we just wanted to get your story out straight from you, mate, just so people know what are going on, and we get a few more people there to back you up, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm not perturbed by this at all. And people say, I had a few phone calls. I'm completely fine, because we're in a war. If you think that's a bit extreme, there is a war on children, and there's even a documentary that was put out by the freedomforever.us site, War on Children. It is an American-based documentary, but it's relevant around the world because they're using the same strategy around the world. So it is a war on our kids, and they're ramping it up, and they're getting sneaky about it. So
they are.
It's when you're in a war, you're going to take some hits. And I could have tried to source another venue at a pinch for Friday and Saturday, but sometimes in a war, you've got to determine whether that hill's worth defending or not. And in this instance, the hill's not worth defending. It's better to regather and then go again for the bigger picture. So, yeah, sure, it might be perceived as a win for the far left tantrum-throwing heretics, but we still went ahead with last night. We're still going ahead with tomorrow night, and we're still going ahead with Thursday night, and there's nothing that can be done about that. So, you know, it's
in the meantime, you got to come on here and tell your story. So yeah, it worked out well.
Yeah, absolutely. And out of controversy creates opportunity, and out of adversity, out of adversity creates opportunity as well too. So it's a great opportunity to. And all this does is make the far left activists look like the tantrum throwers they are. I mean, they're trying to shut down a seminar that is designed to help people dispense with their anxieties, dispense with their fear, give them the tools to evolve with, to work on moving forward so they can start evolving and growing themselves as well too, which we all do. Because, you know, as I've stated before, Dave, none of us have arrived. You never arrive and stop looking for the destination. We're also in a damn hurry to get to the destination. Well,
right.
The destination's right. The destination is you. You're the destination. And it's your new way of, it's no longer a place, it's a new way of seeing, a new way of being. And we all have to be working and striving towards that. So, you know, stop trying to look ahead and we've got to get to here, I've got to get to there. Look within. Look within. So just to finish up, Dave, if I could, I'll just read this letter out. And it is a statement of claim of no consent and liability has been served upon you to the principal. It's the principal of the school. I make this statement as the primary educator of my child. It is mine and my child's free will and decision to not attend any class that makes them feel uncomfortable discussing anything to do with gender theories and or sex education. The reason we put it like that is that teachers are starting to get sneaky about this and putting sexual content and especially radicalized gender theory into other classes. Example being science class was shown a transition video as part of science. So they're sneaking this in all subjects. That's how desperate they're getting. So anything to do with gender theories and or sex education. That includes ideas and content that do not respect their age, religion, beliefs, and moral convictions relating to such topics. This is against mine and my child's free will and beliefs, both personal and religious, and I nor my child consent to such teachings. It is a requirement that my child is respected as an individual with choices and boundaries and not have personal ideologies forced upon them. Listed below are links that help support me and my child's rights. My child will not be attending classes that make them feel uncomfortable anymore and will be leaving any conversation relating to my request. If you wish to discuss this matter further, you are required to contact me by email. I draw the principal's, teaching and administration staff's attention to Article 18, Section 4 of the the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Principle 2 of the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. We respectfully remind you, Australia is a signatory to the ICCPR. The ICCPR is scheduled and codified into the Human Rights Commission Act 1986. This means teachers will be in breach of federal legislation and subject to prosecution if they continue to teach this content against mine and my child's wishes. Furthermore, I will remind you that any child cannot be discriminated against, bullied and or vilified by any teaching staff, principal, administration staff or another student for exercising their lawful and basic human rights. The offending teachers and or parties will be in breach of legislation specific to each state as well as federal legislation. Whilst on school premises, you are reminded you are responsible for each child's safety and well-being, which includes their state of mental health. This is a notice of liability if any harm is caused to the above-named student and their non-consent is not adhered to, further action may be taken. You are required to respond in acknowledgement of this letter via email within 14 days. That's for parents to sign. If your child wants to sign it as well too, please get them to do so. Yep. Put it in an envelope, deliver it to the office and ask to get it sent to the principal. There will be follow-up templates to this, more officially, lawfully written, but we'll keep you posted about that as well too.
All right. Well, thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming on, mate. We'll crack out a bit of news now, but yeah, let's get out there and support Craig. All right, we got the enemies out there against him, guys. So we need to group up behind him and help him out. So, you people in Newcastle, wake up, get out there, support him.
Yeah, if you're in the Central Coast tomorrow night, see you at the Sunken Monkey in Erina.
There you go. See you, buddy.
Thanks, Dave.
Cheers, man.
I don't even know if I can do the show without the echo. Can you speak? Sorry.
Hello.
No, it was actually Craig.
It was Craig.
Oh, it was Craig.
There you go. All right.
You know the panic attack I've been having in behind here?
I've
tested everything.
Right. Let's go. Let's get into the news then. You must be well rehearsed.
No, I've been stressing out. All right. So, all right, let's have a look at this for the inflation.
Inflation is out of control. The number one issue facing Australians is cost of living. Australians are doing it tough, especially those on fixed income. The government and the ruling elite, including the Reserve Bank of Australia, keep on promising they're going to get inflation under control. They keep on promising that inflation is going to get down to the 2 to 3% target. They initially said it was going to happen by the end of this year. Then they changed their minds and said it was going to happen by mid-2025. Then they have now been saying it's going to happen by the end of next year, i.e. the end of 2025. The reality is it's not going to happen. Governments and central banks around the world are deeply concerned about this global debt bubble, which is the biggest in human history. They're concerned that this global debt bubble is going to trigger a global financial crisis.
They're worried about the bridge.
In order to avoid that crisis, they are now cutting interest rates. We saw this process start in June with the Canadians, followed by the European Central Bank, and only in the last month has the Chinese and the Americans also cut interest rates. This process will continue into 2025.
All right, so it goes under the say go buy gold and silver, but along with that, while that's happening and the inflation is going on, you've got this. So yes, we know Albo has bought a holiday, a home actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4.3 was
on a cliff top. Yeah, 3.5 mil. Yeah, on a cliff top.
Yeah, the ocean.
Nice camping spot by the look of it. It'd be a beautiful yard to pitch a tent in. It looked really nice, great view. Anyway.
Well, a charity worker broke down in tears and she asked, why are single mothers raising their newborns in tents while Anthony Albanese is more concerned with buying a multi-million-dollar seafront home? She then went on to say, I've never disliked a prime minister as much as Albanese.
Oh, look, it's him and everybody else in there. You know, if anyone in there had any decency, they would have stopped Albanese in his tracks. You know what I mean? But none of them. They're all the same. They just, as long as they, guys, anyway, I won't go into it. We got news to cover. I'll get on a rant and we'll burn up a bit of a show with Craig, but that's what exactly. Get out, guys, and help him. All right. Get out and support Coley. All right. Get to his events. All right. Obviously the trolls are onto it. So yeah.
Well, and on top of that as well, the Bank of America. So this is really weird. So the Bank of America, which we've had, we covered last week because the Bank of America had dry days where they just weren't actually issuing, people's money was disappearing out of their account. And now branch closes for 3 days, but there's 3 lots of 3 days, which is 9 days in total, which is really odd.
Everything's odd at the moment, Cazz. There is so much going on, man. It is crazy. Something's brewing. Big time, guys. They can't, they don't want to get this election, like I said to you. They do not want Trump across the line. Simple as that. But I've been learning a lot, and we've just got to get him across the line. As I say, whether he's good or bad, it doesn't matter. All right, he's the good of the two bad at the moment, if that's the way it's working. All right, and I don't know. All right, but I'm telling you, it's mad out there. It is going to get really crazy in the USA.
But don't worry, Dave, because they're going to save us from the bird flu.
Yeah, that's right.
For another hit to supplies with the deadly new strain of bird flu likely to land in Australia. The warning today came with a word none of us wanted to hear again. The Chief Medical Officer setting in motion pandemic vaccine planning.
Oh, yes.
In the Cairns wetlands, testing swabs an early and familiar line of defence against a bird flu that spreads fast and kills and is likely to land in Australia as flocks migrate this spring.
The ducks.
It's really when, not if, that this arrives.
Today, $100 million of federal government cash to go towards catching and containing any outbreak, a bid to protect wildlife, people and our supply chains.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
It's just unreal.
On top of it, they're actually combining the jabs. Look at this.
The first COVID vaccine was rolled out.
Well done.
Millions of lives have been saved.
That was a 10. That was really good.
But there's been no shortage of scepticism. Not everyone on board with mRNA technology, which has caused serious reactions in some.
We need to address some of those vaccine coverage issues.
Researchers from Mater are now offering a solution, a first of its kind combined COVID and flu vaccine from Novavax, and it's not based on mRNA.
Yeah, really? I wonder what it's based on. HIV. Anyway, yeah. Oh, mate, these guys just do not give up. They do not. And remind me at the end of the show. I've got something to say, actually. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we've got Renegade Rosie. She's been out again.
Balmoral
Okay,
Beach
Rose.
to tell us about what happened in his own family. Thank you.
Yeah, my name's Mark, and in October last year, the mother of my children basically dropped dead. That came about with sudden respiratory collapse and followed by, as you'd imagine, cardiac arrest. And it was sudden adult death syndrome, as they're starting to call it, and it is without doubt the cause of the COVID and the multiple shots she took from working in forensic hospitals.
What age was she, Mark?
61 or
And
62.
In her place of work, were they noticing that people were becoming unwell from these injections?
Oh, absolutely. Even the ambulance drivers know it. They've had to order more coffins on average, and the undertaking industry know all about it.
Yes. Well, certainly
Excess
that's what
deaths,
we're hearing.
you know.
Well, we believe there are 50,000 excess deaths, but because they're fudging the ABS figures now, as a funny thing is that Trevor Sutton, brother of Brett Sutton, is in charge of the ABS. Thank you, Mark, for talking with us. We're very, very grateful, and we're so sorry to hear this happened to your ex-partner.
Oh, Rosie, thank you for doing that. Gosh.
Yeah,
there's
how's
so
that?
many sad stories.
And he knows his wife. Pepsi jumped up. I think you wanted to say good day. And now he's being all shy and like wanky about it. You know, say hello, Peps. But yeah, no, it's tragic, man. There's so much. It's as you just said, the coffin intakes up, the undertakers all know. Everyone knew about it. You know, the ambos, they all know about it. You know, but when you approach them, oh no, you're mad, mate. You know, I approached them when they come to Dad's once. I think it was, and said to him, you know, yeah, you guys, you know, oh, no, you're crazy, mate. You know, oh, really? Crazy, eh? I know who's crazy.
Selene, Selene Against the Machine, she does puts out a lot of good stuff, and she's put out this.
Are you sick of toxic gender delusion changing society? Look, the science tells us that being a male or a female is all in the chromosomes. If you have an X and Y chromosome, you are definitely a man. If you have two X chromosomes, you're a woman. There's no in between, and there's no grey area. In sport, biological men are competing against women. In Australian schools, children are being taught that they may be born in the wrong body. In the media, men are being told that being protective and strong is toxic. This is crazy. Feelings have overtaken truth. Now is the time to stand up for women, men, children, and reality. Wear a Biology Matters t-shirt and proudly declare that biology is real.
Well done. All right. So, yeah, no, good on her. Like, everyone needs to be advertising their thing, you know, just basically putting out your own shit and your own design and stuff. It's a really good idea. All right, I'm a little flustered, but we've had some unusual things. It looks like they're about to pull the alien card. Now I've cut a few together here. So let's
just getting us ready for it.
And the whistleblowers, but the smoke now around this UFO story is unbearable. It's choking. There is so much here. And again, from an analytic perspective, the system is blinking red, right? We have Chuck Schumer, the most powerful senator, who has proposed bipartisan legislation that says that the government has these secret, unreported UFO retrieval and reverse engineering programs. You have remarkable commentary from just about every single former national security official in recent years about UFOs. And just to maybe tie this in, we've heard from President Trump, President Obama, They've all made remarkable statements. It's an incredible.
Okay, I do not know what's going on right now. I heard a noise. I come outside. There's sirens blaring, and I see this huge trail in the sky.
Yeah.
Is it like a plane crash?
What the heck is that?
That is so weird.
All right, so with that last one, what you can see is when it's actually frozen and you can look at the screen, you get a shot. This is what it looks like. But it actually, you can see it on that video, it actually goes through the sun. So, and it looks like it's a, you know, some sort of
Is that the real sun or the fake sun that it went through?
Who knows these days?
Okay. Well, our sun, the parallel universe's sun. Yeah, it's pretty hard to keep up with it at the moment. What's 2 moons, 2 suns? It's all happening.
Yeah, no, things are weird, but like, so on top of it, now that first one that they played was in relation to this, and it's basically that the British NASA linked filmmaker says that the alien life has been discovered and that its announcement is imminent.
Conditioning us, folks. Just condition us. All right, they're planning something big, man. All right, in the next few weeks, they are planning. This is just coming on strong. So, you know, we got mainstream news out there, guys, right, in Fox and that. You know, they're saying don't take no more COVID shots. That's what Fox is saying on the news over there today, right? People stop taking the vaccine shots. So it's I know it's Fox, you know what I mean? But again, it doesn't matter. It's mainstream, you know, not too many people are watching CNN, and then they are over at Fox a little bit, you know what I mean? Bigger numbers there. Because why? Because people are realizing that Fox is telling a bit of truth, you know what I mean? So, yeah, very interesting. But they're telling people not to get it. Here we are trying to sell it. School, you'll be able to get a hamburger and that with it soon. You know, go down to the hospital's chuck shop and get a free hamburger and a can of kids' kidneys, you know, disguised as Coke. And, you know, life's good.
All right, so you got a comedian banned from the Opera House.
Have been banned from the Sydney Opera House. They will not have me. I am too much of a piece of shit to perform here. The fucking ninth wonder of the world. This big fucking weird looking sail building. Look at it. What the fuck even is this? Now, I was told by the people who were booking this tour, do not talk about this. And I was like, why can't I talk about this? This is massive news that the Sydney Opera House has banned me. They said it will affect you in other venues. Other venues will say, oh, Isaac Butterfield makes a video about people that won't allow him in here. Oh, they won't even talk to us now. They'll start pulling out left, right, and centre. And I took that advice on board up until the other day when I was sitting there thinking, hang on. Who the fuck do these people think they are that they can decide what is appropriate for the people of Sydney or Australia or anywhere in the world to see? Frankly, I don't give a fuck if you find offensive humour tacky or you don't like it. I don't care, you limp-dicked twat. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm only going to go harder.
Well done, bloke. Yeah, free speech. Where is it? You know,
exactly.
Do I agree with that sort of comedy? Probably not. But guess what?
He's allowed to do it.
I'll back him up for his right to be able to have his free speech. That's the way it goes.
That's it. Now, Tom McDonald has been given a shout out by Donald Trump.
Well, I've been getting absolutely blown up. Tom! Donald Trump just gave you a shout out live on stage at his rally. I know. I was there. And my sister filmed the entire thing. This is what Trump shouting me out looked like from my perspective.
Another man, he wrote a song. It went to #1 on all the lists. You saw it. We put it. That's right. He said, Tom McDonald. It's Tom McDonald. Tom? Where's Tom? Thank you, Tom. That's a great song, too. I was honored by it. You know, he did the song, and I didn't know Tom as well as others, and now I know him very well, but he did the song and it went to #1 on every single list. So,
that was honestly probably the coolest moment of my career thus far. I'm glad we got it on camera so I could share it with you guys. You couldn't punch this smile off my face. And you're more than welcome to try. Bite, bite, bite. Let's go.
Well, we got to do something. We got to get to the next hurdle, guys. The next hurdle is the election, and they're going to knock over that hurdle before we can jump it. I think that's what their intention is anyway. So all hands on deck. Hold up the framework, guys. All right, hold the framework up because they're going to try and knock the hurdle over.
Now, this is really interesting. Dan Scavino has done some comms today, and he's put out, first of all, he put out Panic. And we know there's heaps of references in the Q drops to Panic. But then he put out what looks like a minute glass that's almost done. And, yeah, so there was a Q drop related to it. Time is running out. So I found that really interesting.
Time's running out for time. What time's running out for what event? That's the $64,000 question.
That's it. All right. Sorry, guys. Like I had technical issues, so we didn't get through much news, and so yeah. Anyway, it was yeah. Anyway, I'll we'll have more tomorrow. So anyway, Dave, if you want to wrap up, so I can bring in our outro.
Yeah, look, just a couple of things, guys. I want to get back to, has anyone started getting onto their councils in their schools? Okay, have you sent the Port Hedland video? Have you sent a connection to our stoptherightsacktheLot.org website? Guys, we gotta go. I don't know whether you have or you haven't. All right, I'm asking you. Because I'll tell you what, guys, it's all coming out. And there's something that one of the ladies on here, I won't name her, but yeah, she knows who she is, sent me over today. And again, guys, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do, okay? But you know that, we've been dealing stuff here in our family. Mel's beaten breast cancer with, I'm going to say it, chlorine dioxide. I don't give a fuck. All right. Go to Telegram, find the chlorine dioxide site. All right. I'm using, fenbentanol and ivermectin. But guess what? We've had the first peer-reviewed protocol using ivermectin and fenbentanol for cancer treatment has finally been peer-reviewed and published, guys. So you trolls out there that were giving me crap about me lip and this, that, and the other, yeah, where are yous now? Now that, yeah, my lip got ugly, but guess what? I stuck to my course, guys, and guess what? I found a product, right, and I'm using, those two things as well, fenbentanol, ivermectin. All right, I'm going to say it. Get it out there, people. If you don't know about it, use it, right? Get onto it, research it. I am not a doctor, all right, but I can tell you the trolls have shut up since my lip has gone from what it was, 75% down now, you know what I mean? And everything's looking good. I'm feeling good. So where are you trolls now? All the bloody emails you used to send about lip, go and see a specialist guru, try and psychological fucking get me. Guess what, guys? Guess what? The good Lord gave us everything we needed. He gave us a body that can heal itself. All you need to do is get your body in balance, all right? And then, yeah, a few little additives will help you do it. No worries. All right. But you trolls are going to start and eat your words, guys. That's it. You're going to start and eat your words. So I'm glad you've had a good time over the last 4 years because you guys, you guys picked the wrong horse. You've made a fool of yourself. And, yeah, we don't care. All right. We really don't care. You've spent your time for 4 years and wasted your time trying to prove us wrong. And we were right all along and we knew it, guys. So happy days to all you leftards out there, all right, that are harassing Craig Cole and trying to shut things down. But guess what, guys? Get out in Newcastle, get out on the Central Coast, back this guy up for the next few days, and let's show those filthy little leftists, all right, that want to play with our kids, fondle our kids, and give pornographic material to our kids, all right, that we've got numbers and we're not having it. All right, so, yeah, I just hope you get out and support Craig, guys. Get out there. Do it. All right, good night. See you tomorrow.
All right, we've been taken out by the Emily James trio. What is a woman?
It's very understanding, beautiful, and she is kind. We'll do anything for her family. She loves and has a patient mind. Don't reduce her to a costume. Don't pretend you can be one. What she is comes naturally. It's not something you become. She has qualities you will never match. She'll leave a lasting impression, and we're taking a woman back. She'll nurture her children for her loving man. She's there to support him when he needs a helping hand. She's who you turn to when nothing seems right. The tender touch of a woman makes everything alright. Don't reduce her to a costume. Don't pretend you can be one. What she is comes naturally. It's not something you become. She has qualities you will never match. She'll leave a lasting impression, and we're taking a woman back. Don't you dare tell me you don't know what a woman is. It's not hard to say because you know exactly who she is. Your mother, your daughter, she's your loving wife. She's everything a man is not. You'll never change my mind. Don't reduce her to a costume. Don't pretend you can be one. What she is comes naturally. It's not something you become. She has qualities you will never match. She'll leave a lasting impression, and we're